We have one last NA meme ready for you guys as we move into our final series for the group stages. My name is Fear Dragon, and that's Nathanius's hand. And also, this is Nathanius's body.
Sup?
What's up, Nate? So, how would you describe that last series?
Oh, the last series?
Yeah.
I mean, it was ZvZ.
It was a ZvZ.
Honestly. But really, we all know that the reason we came here today to watch StarCraft wasn't because of Hero Marine or European high-level StarCraft. Sometimes you don't want to get a nice cut of filet mignon, Fear Dragon. Sometimes you want to find that dirty street car in an out-of-town area that no one ever really hangs out in because you know that they just have the best garbage food you could possibly consume. And that is what this matchup is going to be. I'm so excited. An immovable object versus a very stoppable force. I cannot wait for this. It's loading in. I'm so unbelievably pumped up.
Well, now I understand why you like East Coast pizza, but here we go. We're moving into game number 1 of this final series. It is going to be the rematch as we start up here. The top left-hand corner of the map, top of the red Protoss player. From Ting, he is Neeb. Alex, average Alex Sunderhaft.
Yes, yes. And his opponent, the madman, wearing a purple suit and makeup. He is Idraling. And Fear Dragon, just to clarify, in case anybody out there knows what I'm talking about, if you go to Penn State, Canyon Pizza is terrible. The calzone place is so much better. I'm just letting you know, all right? There's no place in the world where a $1 slice of pizza
make sense
suck.
that the best calzones would come from outside of California.
I'm not getting into it with you. I'm just hoping that at least one or two people here have been to State College.
What do you think Idraling stands for?
Well, it's Idra with the suffix from DRG.
Or is it I don't recall a ling?
Security.
Okay, so we do have a hatch gas pool here from Idraling. He is not going to open up with the pool first shenanigans, getting out those early Zergings like he did last time versus Neeb. This is the thing about Neeb, is that he is quite stubborn when it comes to his openings. He's one of the players that doesn't oftentimes adapt to who he's playing as much. Neeb is so good, usually, that his standard, whatever he does, and he's actually told multiple people repeatedly that he doesn't necessarily do preparation for a player, he does preparation for a matchup. He doesn't care as much about what his player does.
That is not the way to defeat this man, because
I agree.
Idraling literally bopped him in that first series of the group with just Lingnitis. And there's no way that that's going to work again. There's no universe.
You think you go into Roachnitis this time?
He started 2 queens. Unless he cancels the queen and starts a lair right now, no. No, he's starting Ling speed. So Idraling is going to do something a little bit different, I think.
Which I think is reasonable.
Is it, though?
You know,
does
if you lose...
Does he have any chance of winning this without a build like that?
Oh, well, I mean, there's plenty of other builds you can do that are like that. I mean, there's always the potential that he just waits a little bit longer and then cancels up Zergling speed, goes for his lair, and then goes into a 2-base Spire or something. I mean, wouldn't it be even less obvious that this would happen if you just get a later lair? That's the true NA way, Nate. You do something even though it's bad and it works.
That's
the NA way.
That's true, actually. I don't have an argument against that. This just kind of looks like the build he did on Automaton, where at some point he's just going to stop building drones. Actually, he probably already has too many drones, and he just starts massing lings. Yeah, that's not happening this game. Well, I'm lost.
What could he be doing? He looks like he's playing normal.
Where's the cheese? This build looks normal.
There is going to be a, interesting, a Phoenix first over here from Neeb. I was actually expecting it would be an Oracle just because it is a little bit safer versus Ling all-ins and stuff.
I think he's like, I want to get rid of the Overlords. I don't want to deal with the possibility that there's already a Nidus or some garbage on the way.
Well, Spore Crawlers come on up behind this. And here's the thing. As much as we have been memeing about the all-ins and the cheeses, and I do think that is the most likely and probably the only way that Idraling actually ends up taking the series off of Neeb, it's not like he has unbelievably terrible macro or anything. He is a player that can play into like, you know,
Can he, though?
the 8 or 9 minute mark. It's not like he can't get there.
Yes. When the
So-
end game is the 8-minute mark.
Look, Nate, all I'm saying is that there are later all-ins you can do. It's not just like, okay, if you make it past 36 drones, you lose all chances of beating Neeb.
Doesn't he, though?
I mean, 20 Lings are on their way out now, so I think the name of the game here might be to just deny a third base or something. He gets up the lair. He's buying some time with the Spore Crawlers. Gonna have to cancel that again. No! Misses the cancel. Pushes back that that single Oracle with the Queens.
I just see this best of 3 ending like the Viper versus the Mountain. That's all. That's all I'm going to say. Nidus is coming in, by the way. It's just going to be a lot later.
Yes.
So, but he's up against a lot of adepts. They don't have resonating glaives, though. So,
yeah.
My God,
But
Neeb.
here's the thing. Neeb gets hyper aggressive. He's going to lose, I think, 2 adepts or 3 adepts over there. But he was getting aggressive into the face of a Zerg that was about to all-in him.
Yes. What's really fascinating is that he has lost any ability to actually see into the opponent's base to do this all in. So the Nidus has to come off of the Lings attacking the wall. Oh my God, the sentry. Well,
You know, if the Lings poke up,
if he makes an Overseer and just,
Okay.
yeah, he has to do it like this.
I was thinking if the Lings poke up, he could have put it on the other side of the wall
That's
where
what
all
I
the
was
units
expecting.
aren't.
That's what I was expecting, but that would make too much sense for your Dragon. You have to remember,
That's-
this isn't the European group.
That's true. Actually, you know the next extra level bit of amazingness that would come out of that is that the creep starter would just go to the top high ground, and he couldn't build shield batteries in his natural then.
It's unfortunate that he lost all of his Zerglings right before the Queens came out of the Nidus to push the Oracles away, though.
Yeah, that might cause some problems here, especially now that Neeb can just defend the ramp with sentries.
Imagine this. Neeb
he's
pushes
gonna-
back through the... Oh, okay. Well,
Wow, that
say he
that
gets-
queen just moonwalked backwards into the army.
all right. So the Nidus is starting inside of the main base. And, all right, this is it. Here we
Neeb
go.
is not noticing.
We're in the end game now.
Neeb has not noticed the Nidus Storm, and I think he's now reacting, maybe? Yep, there it is. Okay, so the Nidus Storm will get up. How much can the units do, though? That's going to be the question. It is a much more wide open area over here compared to trying to defend at the natural, where you could just use 2 force fields and knock everything down. Oracles go after that Nidus Storm. The Queen's working away at this army. Here come the Lings, charging on forward. Shield batteries also going up to the north side of this push.
Solid force fields. Keep everything away. Queens are continuing to poke. He brought drones through the subterranean tunnel to build spine crawlers, but is it going to be enough for your Dragon? That's the question on everybody's minds. The Immortal tucks itself in next to the Sentry. Can I get a full surround on it? More and more Zerglings are going to pour through the endless tunnel as 2 shield batteries finish to replenish the defensive abilities of those units, and the spine crawler is going to finish just in time for the Immortal to right-click on it. But Zerglings come out and kind of distract the AI a little bit, but Big Daddy Immortal, he ain't scared of nothing.
Yeah, there's a Desperation Spire coming out behind this, but let me tell you, ladies and gentlemen, 93 supply to 48. Not looking too good for our boy Idraling here.
Nope. He starts another Nidus immediately, by the way.
That is not that is a bold Nidus Swarm.
Right in the face of the army that just killed his whole army and the last Nidus. And he's gonna go for it again.
That is like going up to a girl who is on a date and asking them if they want to go get dinner sometime. That is, it's not gonna
Actually,
work.
I think that might even make more sense if it at least looks like she's having a bad date. You know
Yeah,
what I mean?
yeah.
Like you could be trying to save them. In this game, that does
She's
no.
got her wedding ring on. You're like,
Yeah, that's
"Oh."
yeah. That's like going to the wedding reception and asking her out. Spire is about to finish. You guys can tell we're both lady killers, all right? It's fine.
Yeah.
The Oracles fly straight into a Spore Crawler, so trying to make it a little more even there, looks like. 1 Immortal in the main. Just give up. It's not happening.
Got the Observer there as well, so if there was any creep that got started up there, nope, it would get denied immediately. Neeb just needs to get an answer to the mutas that will come out, and you know what, Nate? I'm starting to have flashbacks. About 5 minutes ago, I think that Neeb made a Stargate. I think he opened up with a Stargate. Wow.
Did he, though? Yeah, he did. There's the changeling. He's like, he's not going to notice this one.
Wrong.
Don't worry. 4 Immortals are going to die to these sentries like it's the Wings of Liberty beta, baby.
That one Phoenix is still alive. I'm not sure where it's chilling. It's chilling all in the far right You know, this is actually really smart because if there are a massive number of mutas that just catch him by surprise, having a Phoenix or two just in the corner ready.
In case it turns into a base trade and building lifts off. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, exactly. Then he can kill all the overlords and supply block his opponent.
He's going to hallucinate 2 Colossi. Do you think he's going for the Huck versus Idra since his name's Idraling? He's going to try to make him quit the same way with hallucination?
How old was Neeb even, like 3 years old? He was like 8 years old back then, 3 years old?
He was in kindergarten, yes.
Yeah. Something like that. He just hit 21 recently.
You see these 2 Colossi, right? Like, I don't know. This should just strike fear into your heart.
Okay, well, there's basically queens.
Not that he needs
and
any
9
Colossi.
links.
There's Archons here.
Okay.
Game over.
So there's 10, there's 9, there's no mutas. They're gone. GG.
Do the Nidus faster. Nobody wants to see this slow Nidus build, all right? That's one of the slowest Niduses I've ever seen.
Just because these games end faster doesn't mean Game of Thrones airs earlier.
Over here at the Can Fam, all right, we like our Niduses really fresh and really fast. You know, if I don't see that Nidus coming up before my natural is finished, is it even a Nidus rush? I mean, really, what's the point of doing it late? If you're going to go big, go big.
You know, when they say put 5 on it, I don't think he meant put it down the Nidus storm at the 5-minute mark.
Put it down. That was good. That was good for you, Jake.
Thank you. I'm glad I got one. One good one.
I didn't have a retort for that one. The next game is going to be on Port Alexander. Hey, you got a big main base. Seems good for it. No.
Yeah, I think that the name of the game here is you just do another fast Nidus storm all in or something. Like even there are some really weird wonky all-ins, like the Roach Tunneling Claw Roach all-ins, or like big attacks.
Won't work.
Something weird.
Just Nidus.
Just Nidus.
Neeb is going to go Gateway, Nexus, Core, maybe Stargate, maybe Robo, but with the Nidus build he's doing, it hits before the Robo.
Do you still go for the pool first and do the 6-lings? Go after the pylon? Because that was a big part of the damage he did.
I'm not married to it, but yes, just to distract him so that it's not as easy to defend against. Yeah. It's like, it's that terrible fastest Nidus build possible that just works, you know?
Yeah. I want to see
a lot of Terran players died to that. I struggled against it because that build hits like before your factory's even done. Like that Nidus, that's like the lair, as soon as the spawning pool is done, is like the dirtiest build.
Neeb was opening up with Stargates those games? Because he had all the oracles, right?
He opened Stargate the game on on the Automaton game, but he actually opened Robo on the other 2 games that he lost. He tried to get Immortals out, and he failed. Actually, in one of the games, he got an Immortal out. And then he remembered, wow, a bunch of Lings are actually really good against single Immortals.
Well, I think the big thing about the Immortals, you kill the Nidus from before it gets up with the Immortal,
and
right? That was the thing.
There's the rub. You cannot have that Immortal out before that Nidus is done. Unless you go Cybercore before Nexus. And if you don't go Cybercore before Nexus, it ain't happening. And guess who doesn't go Cybercore before Nexus?
Scarlet?
Yes, because she's a Zerg player, but also Neeb, because Neeb likes to get his Nexus before his Gateway, because he doesn't, or before his Core, because he doesn't want to get jebaited. He doesn't want to do this overly defensive thing, and then see that Idraling has actually gone for like fast 3 hatch, and he's gonna have speed, so he can't just try to kill him with like a 1-base Immortal Rush, because obviously that's a terrible strategy. So it's really difficult, man.
Okay, well, it is going to be a gas pool opening here from Idraling, and goes to the natural thing. You know what it says? I don't actually think I need that. Starts up 3 drones instead.
1-base Ravager Rush, maybe.
Yeah. Now, Neeb has been going for Probe Scouts after the Gateway, so he's going to move in over here, and not seeing a hatchery is an immediate reveal that something is happening.
He didn't take the second gas, so he will have too many resources, so he has to kind of.
I was going to pretend like he tried to time this out to make it look like he was taking the 3rd. And well, he's actually just going to attack with this.
Get pylon block.
I mean, if you're going to go for an all-in, your opponent pylon blocking you is amazing. That will make you so happy.
So he's going to get 6 Lings, push the probe away, start the lair.
He does start up the 3rd base instead of the natural.
Yeah, but he's starting another gas. It's fake.
Yeah.
It's a ruse. We fabricate.
Well,
it's fake.
I mean, it'll still be good for larva.
We made it up.
There's the
It's not
layer.
real.
Okay. And the probe will move back over here.
Fabrication. There's the layer. Second gas. It's going to be.
Yeah.
It's happening.
Now, the probe, because the Lings didn't bother to go kill it, and the probe is hidden behind that third base, which is a very clever location, that does mean Neeb has opportunity to move back in about 20 or 30 seconds and either move into the main base and scout out the lair, or second opportunity is just seeing that there's no hatchery at the natural. And that immediately is also going to be a, that's kind of interesting.
And probe gets in anyway.
Okay, that's the dream. That right there's the dream scout. So you see your opponent's lack of natural. You know that your opponent got a very late hatchery at the second, or your second base. And it's going to be that nice worm. So this is also a pretty obvious style of nice worm. You see so few lings.
Sphere Dragon?
Is it with 14 lings? GG.
Yes, actually. He's going to kill him. The Immortal's not going to be out in time, so the Nidus is going to finish, and he's just going to die. That's not true. He's building 2 Stalkers. The Stalkers are going to kill the Nidus before it finishes. Neeb wins 2-0.
I mean, he knows it's coming, so he's going to be able to immediately react to wherever it comes down.
Yep. I would put the Stalkers by like the main base ramp and just make sure that they can get to wherever the worm's going to build. It's in the natural.
All right. So he pulls 5 of the probes immediately. These 2 the Stalkers and the Adept are going to come forward.
2 Stalkers is where you're able to show them.
And he doesn't have vision anymore at the top right-hand base of his main base, which is where I assume the next nice storm will try and come up. But immediately the Adept moves over there, and he can shade the other Adepts over. He pulls more probes. I do want to note an Immortal did finally get started up.
This one actually...
No, it doesn't. 3 Stalkers are enough.
3 Stalkers now.
Yeah. All right, and I don't see another nice room starting on up. The Immortal is also going, as soon as that Immortal pops, suddenly these bases are a lot harder.
Building a Baneling nest. Oh, lordy, lordy. He's
How do you feel about the wall? Yeah.
Well, you know, Banelings are cool. They're not undead dragons.
Wait.
So I think this wall is going to stand.
No, wait, Nate. If a Nidus Worm is able to get finished and the probes get pulled into them.
I know what you mean, but the Nidus Worm won't finish. That's the problem. It's not possible. Especially with Big Daddy Immortal on the field.
You poke forward with the Lings and bait all the units to the front, and then you throw up a Nidus Worm in the main base at the same time with a few Banelings, just a couple of Banelings inside.
I don't disagree with you, but I think we're actually going to watch an extremely pathetic Baneling bus that will get force fielded away.
I think you're right.
And everyone in chat will type LOL. That's what's going to happen. Now there's a 3-minute delay on the stream. So, hopefully hopefully the game will be over and I'll be able to go see it.
Or Neeb will leave absolutely 0 units back at home, and this Baneling bus is going to have nothing to defend it.
No.
Neeb will have to decide if he wants to base trade or recall. He's going to...
No! I can't believe what I'm watching.
Okay, well, 7 workers go down to the Banelings. There is the recall, the load up of units into the Warp Prism, but these Banelings are still on a target fire path to that mineral line.
Turn it, yeah.
And a couple more probes going down. Now remember, Idraling is getting a lot of worker damage done. He's at 13 and he's still at half his opponents. The Banelings going off on some of the Adepts, but guess what? The Warp Prism, that Immortal, the Sentries, most of these units should still have an opportunity to micro their hearts out.
No
and stay
Nidus to reinforce. I do find curious. He had time to get one up if he wanted to.
And the rallying of units is also really slow. Now he is going to be able to get the pile on here. That's all 3 gateways. That's every single gateway. Or actually, no, 1 gateway still powered.
Mortal Barrier triggered again. Nice.
Okay, so Neeb is looking for the opportunity to re-wall. He needs to get a Stalker over there. Get a Stalker over there or something.
Ooh. Oh, he's going to use the Prism to power the gateways. I'm surprised he doesn't warp in to finish the wall there with the Prism.
Oh my god, unload the Stalker. Okay, there we go. There is the full wall.
Oh my god.
Neeb now back to mining. And while he doesn't exactly have 2 of his gateways repowered right now, it's still 13 workers at 26, and Idraling has no transition. He's still making more Lings.
That's what you get when you
GG,
let your heart win. GG. Neeb takes the 2-0. He's out of this group in 2nd place after the greatest StarCraft match ever played.
Possibly the greatest ever player.
Possibly.
Possibly.
We're waiting on In Control to crunch the numbers.
Well, congratulations, Neeb. While he did get put into a bit of a precarious spot there for a little bit, as many people would expect, he still does make his way to the playoffs. He's going to have a slightly worse seeding in a matchup versus one of the first seeds of one of the other groups, but advancing is still advancing. Jon Snow gets his long-awaited heart wish that he's going to finally make it out of his group in first place, because no matter how many times he gets put in the group with Neeb, it seems like he could never beat Neeb. No, he didn't have to. No, he just got it without beating him.
Well done. Jon Snow advances in first place. Neeb in second. Never thought I would be saying that, but there we are. And that concludes the group stage for WCS Challenger for spring.
Indeed. So we'll take a look at all the standings one more time, and you guys can see that not only was it, actually, this is Group A. So we had Group A of last week. So Puck ended up advancing out 2-0. TLO managing to make it out in 2-1 fashion. We had Disc and Ray showing some good games, but not able to close it out. Group B, which was last Sunday, exactly a week ago, Estrella made it out 2-0 in really, really strong fashion. One of my favorite games was Estrella versus Ruff, where he went for an 11-base Charge Law DT all-in. That was fun.
11 base.
11 base all-in. Peely 2-1 as well, also making it out. And then we had Masa 2-0 alongside Silky 2-1.
Yesterday's group was really good. Check the games out if you haven't seen them.
Masa looking really, really strong right now as well. And of course, you guys already know the results for today's group. We just talked about them. Jon Snow 2-0, Neeb 2-1. Remember this day. Jon Snow is going to mark this day on his calendar. Look back at it fondly when he retires.
Yes, yes, he will. And with that being said, excited to get into the round of 8 next week. It's going to be good times.
Yep. If you guys are wondering exactly when and where it's going to be happening, it's going to be happening right here over on twitch.tv/StarCraft. It's going to be exactly a week from now on Saturday and Sunday.
That next Sunday, it's Zombie Grub's birthday, so we'll be
Cinco de Mayo.
We'll be trolling her as much as humanly possible. It'll be a lot of fun.
Absolutely. Well, ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for joining us for the group stages of Season 1 of Challenger. We'll be back with the playoffs next week. We hope to see you guys there. And until then, happy StarCrafting.